What's up? You are listening to the D&B Radio Show where we talk Yu-Gi-Oh and Yu-Gi-Oh accessories. My name is Dylan and I am with Bader and we're gonna be your hosts as always. So Bader, what's up? How's it going, man?
I'm pretty good. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I won't say salty after the chess game, but I'm like, what did I do? Why did I how do I get that far ahead and then fail? But in fact, away she goes.
You
Uh
you know you should know my saying. If I can't win, I won't lose.
Hey, I mean, we spent how many weeks? I mean, I can't say we. Somebody spent the first few weeks like trying to force a draw by offering trade or offering draws, but we actually got one.
Yeah.
That was good. Uh, so today we're going to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh locals. I personally didn't play in one. Bader didn't play in one, but we've got some locals to talk about. And then we're going to follow it up with some future events. Like just regionals, YCS, that's coming up. So along with that, we're going to talk about some upcoming sets. Just booster packs is what I pulled up, so I just have some of that stuff pulled ready to go. You know, there are things that are going to come out, but we're going to cover them as they get announced. So uh like I said, I personally don't have any locals to talk about, but we are making some show changes, so I kind of wanted to go over those just in the meantime. So beforehand, at least the first few episodes, we were trying to do an hour. We're gonna cut that down a lot and try to do like 25-30 minutes. I feel like that's a pretty safe. I feel comfortable doing that. And then that's the big one. And then we're just gonna cut out like any sort of other locals talk. I can go to Flesh and Blood. It's enjoyable, but we're just gonna try to keep it focused, and then I can talk Flesh and Blood, probably somewhere else, maybe on the channel. Maybe I make a new channel or something like that. But I'll find a space for that. Then also with that, we are moving the chess game to the front. If you didn't see that already, we just talked about it. That'll be on YouTube somewhere. I don't know if I have an official place for that, but once I do, I'll tag it uh, in the video down below, and then obviously in Twitch, it's gonna be wherever. I'll probably put it somewhere in my about. But that is the big changes. Everything else is going to stay the same. We're still going to talk Yu-Gi-Oh. We're still going to talk locals. We're still going to be having a discussion towards the end. So from there, Bader, how was the locals that you judged, I guess?
Yeah, so this past weekend was actually the first time in our locals history where we hosted two separate formats at once. We hosted Tengu Plant format and we hosted advanced format because people were excited with the new set coming out and it's being legal. They really wanted to play with the new stuff, so I talked to our normal locals guy, and he said, "You know what? Yeah, we can do two people as long as both events are able, or two locals as long as both events are able to kick off," which they did. Um, Tengu's not really my thing, so I won't go in too depth with that. Someone from out of city won, but still they're a local person, semi-local. But for advanced format, this was exciting for me. We did do 4 rounds. It was a smaller turnout because half of the room was also Tengu Plant format. But uh, White Forest Zamna won our locals, which is exciting for me because I love this deck so far. He tied with the guy who got second place playing Mitsugiri Raizio. So they went first and second with a draw. Sprite was third place, and then another White Forest Examina deck was fourth place. So a lot of White Forest Examina, which was exciting to me. Um, but yeah, it was a pretty chill locals. It was a lot of fun seeing White Forest combo and be one of the most represented decks. I think there's 3 of them.
I mean, it's cool to see representation, especially when your deck gets new stuff. I mean, not that it wasn't bad before, but always getting new stuff that's good and playable is always good.
Oh, for sure.
So, and that, I mean, was there anything else you really wanted to add? I mean, yeah, because Tuesday was hat, and then we did like I don't know, like people played
Yeah.
hat format. I didn't. I was busy getting changes ready. I think I don't even remember exactly what I was doing on Tuesday. So
Yeah, Tuesday was hat format. I went but didn't play. I don't even know what deck won. I wasn't paying attention. I was just playtesting with one of our buddies. And yeah, it was that's not really too much of my format.
yeah, some people are into it. So kudos to them, and glad they have a time that they can actually get out and play that. But yeah, same. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
Well, that was locals chat. Being obviously neither one of us went to locals, I mean it's not going to be too terribly long, but we're going to move on to future events. And with that, we've got 2 regionals I think coming up. I see one for Lubbock, Texas. That's going to be here on the 1st, so here coming up this weekend at Matt Hatter's House of Games. So if you're in the area or you want to find a regional to go to, there you go. There's another one in Winnipeg, so you got one south, you got one north, north of the border, of course. That one looks like it's going to be at the convention center in Winnipeg. So those are 2 regionals that are happening, but the big event for the weekend is YCS Orlando, and this is now going to be Suda legal or Supreme Darkness legal. So that's going to be the big story for this weekend is how's the events shake out.
Yeah, I'm personally really excited for it. I will be at locals on Saturday judging, but I do plan on bringing one of my smaller TVs that can connect to internet and have that actually streamed during locals. I think it's going to be really exciting to see. I think the format is going to be a little more diverse than people are expecting. Like, obviously, we have our best decks being Ryziel, being Malice, or Ryziel variants like the Fiendsmith or the Mitsugiri stuff. Malice just being, I don't know, Malice with some Bestials or Malice with some Fiendsmith, one of the two. But I do expect to see on feature match, of course, with Supreme Darkness just coming out. I expect to see a hero match. Someone's going to go to this YCS with heroes. Konami's going to want to promote the new product, showing heroes on stream.
Well, yeah, especially they just got a new QCR, so of course they got to show it off.
Exactly. I am really hoping to see in day 2 at least some White Forest stuff. Obviously, that's biased, but something that could be kind of a sleeper deck. I would like to see Sword Soul too. With a new Tenyi card that came out in Supreme Darkness, Tenyi Spirit Saruya, I think is the pronunciation.
Okay.
And Tenyi Spirit Mula Adhara. There's some pretty strong cards. Mula Adhara being able to search you for any field spell in the game. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, that's
And then,
nuts.
yeah. And then Saruya being able to summon any Tenyi Link monster from your extra deck. Prior to this card coming out, I did play this card. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Sahara Shahara.
Oh, it's a Harshamara.
Yeah, the
Okay.
Link 4.
Yeah,
I
okay.
love just calling it Sahara.
I'm gonna try to put all these cards up as they're talking about them. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. But being able to summon that just as a part of your combo is a really big thing. And the Tenyi Field spell is really good as well. On activation, you can search for 2 cards that work really well with Worms: Heavenly Dragon Circle and Vessel of the Dragon Cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Just a bunch of cool stuff that Sword Soul, again, being one of my favorite decks. I just love synchro decks, I guess. It just a lot of good support for it.
Hey, Sword Soul has one monster, Cheng Ying. I like that guy. That guy's cool.
Chang Ying is, in all honesty, in my top 3 favorite synchro monsters of all time.
I mean, he's probably number 1 for me on that list. I don't know. No specific reason on why, but I think he's cool.
Yeah, no, like everyone knows obviously my boy Sheehan, he's my number one.
Oh yeah.
Charles, the Infernoble Synchro Monster
Yeah.
9, I love him too.
The one that goes to like 5K or something like that.
Yeah, you can get him pretty high in attack.
That's sick.
And then Chang Ying, yeah, he's sitting comfortably in third place. Such a cool dude.
Well, okay, so YCS Orlando. If there was a one deck that no one would expect to win the thing, that's not White Forest Zamna, and I'm a non-meta call. Pick one non-meta call to win YCS, just as like it's not gonna happen, but if it did, it's gonna be this deck.
Snake Eyes Crystal Beast.
Crystal Beast, okay.
Yeah, so also in Supreme Darkness, there's a new Snake Eyes fusion monster. Let me see if I can find it. Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes Doomed Dragon. And the summoning condition is kind of weird. It's kind of like a contact fuse, I believe. Let me read the effect for you. Must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by sending 2 face-up monsters in your spell and trap zone to the graveyard. What are Crystal Beasts known for doing?
Oh, putting themselves in the spell and trap zone and then staying there.
Yeah, and it's got a pretty decent effect. If this card is special summon, you can target one face-up monster in the field, place it into the owner's spell trap zone as a continuous effect. It's pretty okay. He's not the greatest, but he's trying his best.
He's trying. He's doing it. He's doing the thing.
Yeah. But I have seen some Snake Eyes Crystal Beast shenanigans online, and it looks pretty cool. It does a lot of wheel spinning, though, to end on kind of a minimalistic board, but I don't know. It could be cool.
That sounds like a cool deck. My answer is going to be super stupid, and it's going to be Sky Striker with Bestials in it. But just because that's a very honest guess. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's fair actually.
It's tough to beat Ryziel specifically, but I don't know. Sky Striker's just the safe option.
Yeah, I believe Sky Striker's actually recently topped either a regional or maybe it was just a super big locals. But I've seen a couple of YouTubers talking about it recently.
Yeah, you have 3 engaged, so anything's really possible.
I think everything is back for. Oh no, they only have 1 Hornet drones.
But that's not because of the Sky Striker's fault.
No. As old as banned, just bring it back.
No, there you go. That's a very solid answer. Right. Let me go. Hornet drone, and then make something. Please. I'm sure there's nothing degenerate that could ever come from that.
Yeah, maybe we can leave Hornet drones alone then.
All right. Well, that's all stuff coming up this weekend. Next weekend, gonna be the 8th. Just go over it quickly. There's a regional in Guam. So if you're in the area, it's at Inventory or the Inventory. There's a regional in Vegas at the Alexis Park Resort. And it looks like 2 more. One in Columbus, Ohio, at the Greater Columbus Convention Center, and one in Oklahoma City at the Oklahoma City Convention Center. So those are going to be the regionals coming up for this weekend and next weekend. Maybe a little bit too late to get them off of work, but just so you know what you're looking for, those are out there. Now we're gonna move on to some set releases. We've been talking about it all podcast. It's Supreme Darkness. That just released 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Oh no, it was still exactly a week. It's been a week now.
Yeah.
So with the full week of having cards, now we're getting a YCS. So if you're really interested to see what stuff from the new set can do, there will definitely be a stream to watch it on. Now,
and I did for it.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, yeah. So this is this set is obviously just came out, so we're not going to get another set for a little bit, but it looks like it's going to be Maze of the Master coming up in March. Looks like March 13th. And I think that's going to be an anime set from what I was reading. I had a whole list of like set products up, but I looks like I just closed them.
Yeah. From my understanding, we don't know too much about what's going on with that set quite yet. Uh,
Let's see.
some Odeon stuff from Yu-Gi-Oh! DM
Yep.
Duel Master, whatever. The
Uh,
first,
looks like
like the
Perform Age, Trickstar,
the-
Galaxy Tachyon, and Trap Monsters. That's just
yeah,
kind of
Trap Monsters would be Odeon.
yeah. That's just kind of what the whole product release says. They show some pictures, but they don't have any specific cards that they're showing off quite yet.
So you said Galaxy cards, correct?
Yep. 7 new inspired by Mizar's Galaxy Tachyon deck from Zexal.
I think one of those is supposed to be the search card for Ryziel. That's yeah, something like that.
So that March 13th, Ryziel gets a little bit stronger, and hopefully we'll get something between now and then, but I doubt that's going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, like a little ban list or something.
Yeah, just a little adjustment. Moving farther into the future, April 10th looks like Quarter Century Stampede. And this looks like it's going to be the last, not the last set with quarter centuries in it, but it's going to be the last one of these style of packs where it's the rarity collection style packs where you're just getting a bunch of good stuff. This looks like it's going to be the last running of one of them.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be a really good set. So it's supposed to be reprinting Molcharmi Fuelos, which is a huge, huge thing right now.
Oh yeah, it's like one of those cards you kind of need. I won't say need to play the game, but it is very strong in the game, and you are definitely hurting without it.
Yeah, yeah. It's an uphill battle without it, and having it reprinted in, I think it'd be reprinted in 6 different rarities since it already has a quarter century secret rare. So it would have all rarities except for that. If that's how the last one worked out, I can't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a really nice set to have as well.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a couple more Six Samurai reprints personally.
I'm like honestly just hoping for like goat reprints. Like give me Pot of Greed, give me duos, give me like Dimension Fusion, shit like that.
Crap does shoot as a hollow.
Actually, yes.
Or does it have a hollow? I don't know actually.
It probably has a super in a set forever ago.
Out.
I'm sure. If not, then strike me down or something. But the last set that they at least have on the release page is Alliance Insight. There's next to nothing on this for this set, except for it is the last call for quarter century secret rares. So this is going to be the last set coming up in May for quarter century secret rares. They're finally doing away with them.
Oh, after what feels like 3 years.
Yeah.
That's what
it feels like it's been a lot of sets.
When did Rarity Collection 1 come out, I guess?
I can look that up here real quick. I've got it. Rarity Collect. Boom. That was released. Oh, I actually probably should put release. Release date. Oh, geez. We're 11/3/2023.
Okay, well, so it hasn't been 3 years, but it sure feels like it.
It feels like it. Some of the things I do see in this set, it looks like a deck of. Oh, what is this? The theme is compromised of monsters with 2,500 attack and defense that can swarm the field, control the pace of the game, and even return to your hand to do it all again next turn. Interesting.
For Alliance Insight?
Uh-huh. I'm like on the product page, so I'm just kind of like looking at some of the things they're showing off, and they just show these pictures of these 2 dragons. And yeah, that was kind of their text that they gave with it. It is the Regenesis. I'm assuming the Regenesis deck. Looks
okay, yeah. I've heard a little bit about it. I don't know too much.
I don't know if there's really anything out there even. In the set, they're also spoiling the new Sinful Spoils and White Forest story. I won't say they aren't spoiling anything, but they are showing 2 pictures. But it's including a new Diabell Star and Diabells, which are both level 8 monsters with spectacular effects. There's 2 new baby dragons for the dragon rulers in this set.
Yep.
So that's cool for the rank 7 dragon ruler players. Is there anything else?
There's a couple more White Forest cards in that set, I know. They're getting a field spell that's going to be really cool, personally.
Looks like they're getting a retrain of Ancient Fairy Dragon.
Oh, yeah. I think it just, like, summons a light fairy from the deck.
That sounds pretty cool. All right.
Don't forget that there's a light fairy barrier statue.
Okay, so maybe so the adjusting on the ban list will happen before this comes out. But we're just working our way through the barrier statues. Like, oh, we can summon the wind one from the deck. All right, we're done with that one. Oh, we can summon the rock one from the deck. Oh, I don't know if that one's banned, but that'll be they're working their way. The bird ones was kind of the easy target because you could literally search it and just put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like a new spell card. It says that can easily slice through the opponent's field like a hot knife through butter. I'm interested to see what that's all about. And then it looks like new cards to go with the Mitsugiri that just released in Supreme Darkness. So it looks like the Mitsugiri is getting stronger in the Alliance Insight.
Okay, yeah, I gotta be honest. I was very surprised with how strong the Mitsugiri stuff turned out to be. I was not expecting it to be nearly as good. I was actually bashing it for being kind of mid, and then
that stuff just came out in the this in the Supreme Darkness. So I haven't seen the deck at all, so I have no idea.
It's just it being played in Ryzeal is insane, honestly, because you can summon 3. What is his name? It's the XYZ that searches any kind of reptile. King of the Feral Imps.
Oh, okay.
You can resolve his effect like 3 times in a turn. Searching the ritual monsters or the monsters that you ritual with. It's kind of crazy, honestly.
That sounds pretty good. Damn. Fuck. Well, all right. Well, that's all I see anyway for new products. So let's move on to the fishbowl topic. So let's run the fishbowl intro. Yeah, we're gonna find music. I'm gonna find music for this, for everything. This is a part of the work in progress. All right, so now we're gonna talk about fishbowl topic of the week is gonna be change is good. So we've spent all podcast talking about the new set that just came out. So the idea is, yeah, change is good. You just got new cards. You should be wanting to play them and put them into your deck. If you're playing some of these new strategies, absolutely play them. You know, they just came out. Enjoy them. If you've been playing an older strategy and you are like, oh man, new cards, man, this sucks. I hate when they put out new cards. Why? What about like holding on to these older cards? Do you really want to be like, oh man, we have to play these old strategies?
So I would like to have some input on that.
Yeah, go for it.
I agree. Change is good for the game, especially for formats. Otherwise, that's when you get people in a rut from a stale format. And even with people wanting to play their old decks, if you're really committed to the deck, look at even this last set alone. Supreme Darkness, we forgot to mention it. Gladiator Beast cards came out in this set. Like some new Gladiator Beast stuff, and they're really good for a Gladiator Beast deck, granted. But it changes how the deck functions, which I get how some old players can be like, oh, that's not how Gladiator Beast worked back in 2007 and 8, I believe, when Gladiator's Assault came out. Because it was all around the battle phase. And activating Wabaku and hitting something, and then end of battle phase tagging out. The new stuff, you can still do all that, and you still play cards like Gyzaris, the original Gladiator Beast monsters, and then you incorporate the new Gladiator Beast too, and like they've got a cool contact fusion that like fusions by shuffling the materials from your grave. Last set had 6 samurai cards, which were for me personally. They probably were thinking about me. Thank you, Konami. Um, Even if you're into like more recent cards or recent archetypes, again, like me, White Forest, more cards came out this set. It was great. Uh, I can't think of any other cards that came out in Supreme Dark. Oh, obviously the heroes.
I mean, yeah.
Every year there's more hero cards, which is good because it's kind of changing the gameplay. You could be an old player coming back and like you're like, oh, I want to play Elemental Hero Neos again. It is actually played in the modern Elemental Hero strategies because of one of the fusion monsters. I think lists Elemental Hero Neos as a material, and it's a really good card. Change is good for the game.
That's sick. Well, yeah, I mean, and like, if you want to enjoy the past formats and you want to play older decks, you can play Time Wizard. Like that exists. Like a Time Wizard event that I'm really interested in. I don't know if anybody else is in the world, but it's YCS Lions format where it was what is it? Darkwing Blast form. It was like the first week of Darkwing Blast where Kashtira had just gotten to full power. So you still have rank 9 or not rank 9. You have rank 7 like zone locking where you're locking 9 zones and you have full power tier. Like probably 2 of the most toxic decks at full power, like battling it out. Like it's so cool to me. Like and that format lasted like a weekend. It did not last more than a weekend. So like that's a format I want to try out. I mean, I get to play full power tier. I'm going back to, you know, milling cards and enjoying it, or I'm getting hit with shifter and then getting my zones locked. So you know, it's like it's a different format. It's older cards. I mean, I get to play a Rise Hard if I want to play, you know, tier element stuff. I get to go, you know, like I have the full board, I guess. And, you know, in most senses, obviously, too, like those are now like cards that are like 2-3 years old. They're cheaper. I can play older stuff and I have a time to do that. Like I have a whole space to do that. I don't have to like try to make whatever work in the current format because, I mean, obviously those are better cards. Just play new cards if you want to play in the new format. And the big thing is, if it's not working for you, try to change. Try something new. Don't be afraid to just, you know, change a few cards if it's not working for you. And if you're playing something off meta, don't be afraid to just like, all right, well, what didn't work for me? Like you need to see what's not working for you and change it and see if you can find something that's a little bit better for you.
Yeah, there's plenty of obviously testing with friends to test like theory crafting and whatnot. There are online clients. Master Duel is a little harder to do some testing with properly, but there's third-party clients that you're able to, or even making proxies only for table play, not for official play, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Just testing out new things. I like to do it all the time. Like I was testing with White Forest, just trying to throw Bestials in it, and only Bestials in White Forest, like no hand traps and not. It wasn't that great. I found that out the hard way at locals, but it was still pretty cool. The theory was there. Maybe my execution just wasn't correct.
There's a few cards that are coming up here in the near future. Now, I play Gred Maju a lot, so I have a pretty biased opinion on what's working for the deck and what's not working for the deck. But we're getting some new Nemlaria cards, and my current assumption right now is the level 10s are bad. You only want to play the Pendulum monster, and then you just want to get it like on top of the Pendulum Zone and then like summon it. So like you can kind of do that without the level 10s. So I just don't play any of them. However, we're gonna be getting some new cards. So I'm gonna have to go back and try the level 10s again because I have new information. I'm gonna have to try it. I mean, it might not be better. I might stay the course and keep the deck the way it is. I have to try, and that's really kind of it. Is if things aren't working for you, or if you are getting new things, don't be afraid of change, and that's kind of like I said, it's gonna be the point for the show, at least today's show. Do you have anything on changing being good, or maybe a counterpoint of maybe when change is actually bad?
No, not particularly. I mean, I think we both kind of nailed it on the head. I guess if for not changing, if you find a build after not change or after changing your deck list, no need to change it anymore if you find a strategy that you like. But it's never too bad to explore new options.
I'm gonna tell you, when full power tier format was originally out, I feel like I was changing my deck every single week. That's the best deck in the game, and I was just like, yeah, well, this week I want to play 5 Bestials. I want to play 5 of them. There are weeks I'm like, I'm playing 9 of these things. There are weeks I was playing 4. I was just trying things. I mean, the deck was good enough where you can make changes like that, and it wasn't really detrimental to your game. Like I said, every single week I showed up and my deck was different. So don't be afraid to change it up. Even if things are working, sometimes they can be better. But well, I think I said that's kind of all I have to say about that. So Bader, do you have any parting words? Because we are going to be closing out the show.
I guess the only parting words I have are the usual: support your locals.
All right. Well, for myself and for Bader, I'd like to thank you so much for listening and making it this far into the podcast. Make sure to sub to me on YouTube and Twitch. We're live Thursdays, Central Standard Time. And then it's going to be on YouTube the Friday following at noon. So this is where I'm going to say, support your locals. It's where you play games and you meet new people. And if you're lucky, you just might see us there. Bye.
Have a good day, everybody.
Insert D&B radio music here.
Boot doot doot boot doot 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 boot doot 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 doot.